All right. So, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm going to give you all a few moments to come in because we're going to be having a life lesson talk today. And I want to make sure that you all are in your seats and ready for class to begin. So, I'm going to wait first for the text notification squad to get their text, and then we're going to go forward. I need you all to tell me about my audio and how the audio sounds because we had to redo our audio settings because I believe the sound engineer went and turned some of the knobs and it just didn't sound right. And so I went through the process to get the audio back to where it was, but I don't know if it's back to where it was because yeah. So anyway, so come on in, everybody. Come on in. I'm waiting for the text to go out. As you know, I'm your host, Tanya TKO. For those of you who are here for the first time, maybe you liked my page on Facebook because you saw a video that had gone viral or whatnot. Let me get the comments up on the screen. Or let's say maybe you saw a video that went viral or a popular topic or whatever, or you saw my makeup ad or whatnot. I'm waiting for the text notification squad to get their text. It still hasn't gone out yet. So welcome in, welcome. I know you can hear me, but I just want to know if the sound is robust and good. You know, if it sounds like this is high fidelity equipment here. I need to make sure that you're not hearing background noise and all of that other stuff. So yeah, so welcome in, welcome. Text notification squad still hasn't gotten their text yet. So listen, we got Columbus, Ohio in the house. Welcome. Guyana in the house. Welcome. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I know some of you are going to be seeing this video after the fact. And so I want to jump right into the lessons, but I'm waiting for the text notification squad to get their text. For those of you who don't know, and if you'd like to join the text notification squad, there's a select group of about 700 people. We've crossed 700 now. It just went out. It just went out. Perfect. Perfect. The title of today's video is Life Doesn't Owe You Anything. If you want something, you better go get it. And this has been something that has been on my mind for the past 2 days because I had, I know you all are looking at me. I know you all are like, oh, look at this woman looks crazy. I know I look like Ursula from The Little Mermaid. I know. Sing! Sing! I know I look like her. I know. The hair is white. I'm curvaceous and buxom, you know. So yeah, so come on in. Okay, text notification squad is in the house. When you get in, go ahead and throw up your tens. Perfect. This has been a thought that's been on my mind for the past 2 days because, as you all know, I'm working on doing a trifecta release this holiday season. We're doing the knockout earrings. We are doing the vitamin E, right? And we are also doing the makeup pack. Let me pull this open for you all so that you can see it. Come on in. There's a lot of, yeah, you know, I have so many different files. So let me just open the file because I have to go into the folder, right? But I want you all to see, and I want to talk about what it is that's going on, what we're doing, etc., right? So let's open that. So this is the vegan makeup pack right there, the Total Knockout Vegan Makeup Pack. This is just a rough sketch of it right now because it's in the process of being created. And there are a lot of things that I'm doing behind the scenes to get this to take shape, to take hold. And recently I had a conversation with a friend of mine whose life isn't going the way that they want life to go. Like there's a lot of turmoil, there's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of just craziness going on in this person's life. And this craziness and this chaos has been going on for half a decade with a year or two of relief in between, etc., right? And we had a conversation the other night, and during our conversation, My friend said something to me which kind of shook me to my core. My friend said, "Oh, well, it's different for you because you have a brand and you make your own money, et cetera, et cetera." Right? And that thought has been rotating round and round inside of my mind because I'm like, being being an entrepreneur is not easier than having a full-time job. Having a full-time job is not easier than being an entrepreneur. These are different things. Having a full-time job is different than entrepreneuring. In many ways, they can seem like a person who's going into a full-time job can think, oh, it would be so much easier if I were my own boss, right? If I controlled XYZ. However, if you can't control the canals of a full-time job, it'll be much more difficult to navigate through not being supervised, not having set clear working hours, not having set clear pay, having to have everything that you bring forward and produce be of your own effort, right? The title of today's video is Life Doesn't Owe You Anything. When I was talking with one of my friends recently, my friend was talking about this beautiful dream home that they wanted. And the description of it was amazing. Balconies and terraces and overlooking, this wonderful landscape and all of this other stuff, right? And I thought to myself, my grandmother died poor. She died poor. And when I was talking with my friend and my friend expressed this thing about this beautiful house, I wondered, did my grandmother have dreams of this big, beautiful home? Did my grandmother have dreams of one day things being calm in her life? And I wondered, what did my grandmother ever want out of life? Because we put my grandmother in the ground, and her life when she died was just as difficult as as I remember her when I was young, sweating, foot filled with gout, knee buckling out from underneath her, overweight, overburdened, overstressed, grasping for money, right? Now let me tell you, my grandmother did amazing things because she had children and she raised my mother, and my mother had me. But please remember, my mother died in her 40s, as soon as she turned 40, my mother died, right? And I wondered to myself, did my grandmother ever have dreams of living and relaxing one day? Because I can tell you this right now, she died before that day ever came, right? And behind the scenes, right? Behind the scenes, in order to get these earrings, right? In order to get these earrings made, right? And the boxes that the earrings will come in and the bags that the earrings will be placed in, right? All of that takes effort. When I was talking with my friend the other day, we were talking about how I lived in my car in 2016. Let me tell you, I've been an entrepreneur since I was 13 years old. I started my first business when I was 13, right? And it's gone ever since from there. I've never had a full-time job, right? When I was talking with my friend the other day, we talked about how in 2016, I lived in my car. I lived in my car for almost a year. It was one of the most difficult times of my life There's some people who are like, oh, Tanya was scamming and this, that, and the other. But I know what I lived through, right? I know what I went through mentally, psychologically, spiritually, in my psyche, mental health wise, physical health wise. I know what I went through living in that situation, living in that existence, right? And it was difficult and it was hard. And even though I have an entrepreneurial mind, I would say about, look, if there's anybody who doesn't want to be here, leave. If I see stupid comments on the screen, when I start looking at it, you're getting blocked. I don't care. We're not here to play games today, right? It's a privilege to be able to comment on my videos. Anyway, so even though I have an entrepreneurial mind, right? After about 6 months in my car, things started to shift, right? My mind, I started to become downtrodden. I started to become reacclimated to poverty. I started becoming reacclimated to lack. I started becoming reacclimated to the struggle, right? And my mind began to change. My expectation began to change. Things, my trajectory, my perspective began to shift, right? And I'm making this video for anybody out there who is going through a hard time right now and you're trying to see onto the other side of that hard time, right? Whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you have a full-time job, whatever the case may be, because one is not better than the other. They're different. Because you can go into work and you could be like, I can't stand listening to this boss. I can't. However, there are challenges that come along with you being an entrepreneur as well. There are challenges that come along with you setting up your business entities and having to become right with the state. And that's how I ended up in my car when my accounts got leaned and my bank accounts became empty, because the same rules that apply on the civilian side don't apply on the business side. They can come and take everything out of your account without any thought to how it is that you're going to live, because that's not their concern. Right? But nonetheless, for the people who are going through a hard time, I just want to tell you, life doesn't owe you anything. You can die with your dreams still inside of you. You can die with that song in your heart still stuck in your chest. You have to do the things that you need to do in this life to be able to get that stuff that you say that you want. And if you want it, how much are you willing to give in exchange for that thing that you're claiming that you want? Because I remember when I wanted a show, when I wanted to do all of these things, right? When I had my TKO Skin Loft and the factory and the production area and all of that, and I wanted to develop my show, right? I remember I bought these things for a portfolio to send out to people. And I realized that there was not a time that every single day I made one phone call towards my dream. There wasn't a time that each and every day I dedicated 5 minutes to making one phone call. And I said to myself, if this is your so-called dream, why is it that you're not willing to invest even 5 minutes of each day towards this dream that you claim and you feel? Because when I felt it in my heart, I felt this longing. And according to the documentary Happy, we become addicted to our emotions, right? And so you can become addicted to that whole, oh, I want this. I want this in my life. I need this in my life. But you haven't really given consideration to what it'll actually take to have that in your life. So you spend all of your time wanting and wishing and hoping, but you're not making any effort towards it. If you want that big house with the terrace and the balcony and all that other stuff, right? If you want that penthouse apartment with the glass windows and all of that stuff, what is it that you're willing to do to get there? And if you are not able to do those things, then how do you readjust your expectation to have gratitude for the things that you are willing to do in exchange for what it is that you have? I want to ask you that question, right? Because I am telling you that to create something out of nothing, when I think of it, it's like if you imagine If you imagine one of those X-Men movies where you see a person bang their staff down on the ground and electric waves start running, the current starts running through the ground, right? That's what it feels like. Because I'm going to show you something, right? I'm going to show you this, right? Because I want you to see this. All right. All right. This right here is the design for the vitamin E box, right? The top panel, the middle panel, the side panel, and there are other sides of it because the box is 360 degrees, right? Here, I'll show you, right? So these are all of the different sides of the box that have to be designed. The front, the middle, the back, the inside, the bottom part, the inside part. All of this has to be designed. It has to be created. Every single word, every single piece of the box that is going to exist has to be put into creation. Every single part of it. There is no part that is going to exist unless I do the effort and do the things that need to be done for that part to exist, right? So when you see the vitamin E box come in the mail, know that there was a tremendous amount of effort that went into getting that one small thing that we can look at and just gloss over. But it took a tremendous amount of effort for that thing to get there, right? And I'm asking you, my question to you is, what is it that you are willing to give? What is it that you're willing to put in for the things that you claim that you want in your life? If you want a thing, and I want you all to start telling me, what are some of the things, right? Miss Molly says, I want to retire in 9 years and set up a fund to sponsor at least one Black woman through college each year, right? Josephine is saying her hair. Talk about my hair if you want. Talk about my face if you want. Because I know what it is that I've been doing all night when other people were sleeping, when other people were resting. That I have my inch and centimeter ruler right here to measure each and every side. When I tell you, right, even for an earring, to measure the logo centimeter from side to side, from top to bottom, and the width of the earring in order to be able to fit in a bag, and a box to be able to fit over the bag that has the earring in the bag inside of the box, right? To be able to get that and to be able to have it come and the quality be a quality that I can put my signature on, that the makeup bag, right? Because I didn't like the pouch for the makeup brushes, right? I want something that opens and each one of those be cut to the exact size of each brush, right? Height, width, and then also be able to fold and be able to. So listen. So the part of the reason that I came out with my hair undone, not even an eyebrow on or anything, is because I want some of you to see behind the scenes what it's like, the life of an entrepreneur. That everything is not pristine and neat, that you're not always well coiffed, that you don't have the time to be made up. And so it's like some of you even ask me, why is it that I'm not responding to people who have these negative things or these toxic things to say about me online? You think I got the people that some of you are asking me to respond to, they got nothing for sale. They have no product. Their existence, their product is the video that they're making about me. That's not my brand. And then when you start talking about some of these people who have children and their children are in school and their children got to get woken up in the morning and their hair got to get done in the morning, then they got to get out to school They got to be monitored. They got to get walked to the bus stop or whatever the case may be. Then they got to get picked up after school. And then after school, they have homework. And if you want your child to do well after 2 years in this doggone pandemic, you got extra work that you need to do with them. Then you have to cook their food. You got to make sure that their clothes are washed. You got to make sure their body is washed and that they're okay for the next morning at school. And then you ask me whether or not I have time to respond to a person and this and what? Are you joking? And then up all night and you talking about my hair? Please. I don't care. This is what it looks like. Even worse, if you could see the boxes of samples, and because the makeup is made in the USA, except for the lip pencils, which were made in Germany, because we couldn't get the lab to be able to create a formula without beeswax, because remember, this is a vegan pack. So the lip pencils, because remember, we weren't going to have lip pencils in the pack. The lip pencils are made in Germany. The other makeup is made in the USA. And so it's like, with all of this, come on. You know what? I'm going to open up the phone lines. And Nubian Goddess is saying, 4 kids in school, it's a lot, but so worth it. Exactly. So especially when we're talking about people with multiple children who are, like, it's nice to have children who are close in age, but close in age also means that there's close in schoolwork, that they're growing out of their clothes at the same rate, that you have to buy 4 sets of clothing, that you have to feed 4 mouths at the end of the day, and then everybody got something. One person got this type of allergies, another person don't like this, another person going vegan. One going vegan, one is stop eating XYZ because of something that they read or they just don't like anymore. And you got all of these different things going on, and every child with their own personality and all of this, right? So listen, if you have children and you're trying to start a business, or you want these things, and listen, there are going to be some things that you may not be able to do while you have children and they're young. There are things that you may not be able to do. Give thanks for the job that you have. Instead of going in with your stomach in knots, give thanks for the job that you have that is helping you to provide in the ways that you need to provide right now. Instead of longing for some other life, understand that you are giving your time at this job in exchange for your children being able to have the tutoring that they need, the violin lessons or the after school dance or the gymnastics or the football or all of this stuff that is going on with your children. Give thanks that the job that you're exchanging your energy for affords you to be able to do those things. Because I think far too many of us long for a life that isn't here yet. And I'm going to tell you, from a person who went from living in her car to hitting tremendous financial milestones just a few years later, that when you hit those milestones, like, you can set a goal, like, oh, my dream is to have XYZ amount of money or whatever the case may be. But when that thing comes, it's just like, it doesn't even feel like anything. What feels like something is the gratitude that you choose to have right now. If you want to feel something, you've got to feel it from the inside right now. I'm just saying. Whether you have $1,000 in the bank, $10 in the bank, $10,000, $100,000 or more or less, right? What is the feeling that you have on the inside? And what can you do right now? Because I'm telling you, because as I was talking to my friend is in turmoil, right? My friend is in turmoil, and my friend can't see a way out of their situation, right? And I remember when I couldn't see a way out of my situation, when everything was gloomy, and the forces of life were impounding down upon me, and I felt the weight of stagnancy, and I felt the weight of feeling like I was moving backwards because I was getting older and life was staying the same. Listen, When I tell you about my book, right, this is not flowery words. I'm not just saying some stuff that sounds good for the internet. When I had stayed in my car long enough, I did not know how I would get out of that situation because things just kept getting worse and worse and worse, and things kept going further and further down. And I felt like I was sinking. I felt like I was drowning. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt like I couldn't find a way out because not only were things not getting better, but they were getting worse, right? And then I started saying affirmations. Listen, I'm sorry. I started saying affirmations. And when I was saying the affirmations did not feel true at first. I rejected them at first because I couldn't see a way. It was difficult to speak in the present tense. I'm sorry. It was difficult to speak in the present tense about something that I had no idea how it would come about. But there was a little, like when you look underneath a water heater and there's that little pilot light down below, right? And there was a little tiny spark that existed inside of me, of the old me. Because I'm telling you, even today, I'm not the same person that I was before the displacement. I had to change, right? But there was this little pilot light that existed on the inside, a little glimmer, right? Because life had not set out my light. It was dim, but there was a little pilot light that existed on the inside. And I started saying my affirmations. I am powerful beyond measure. And I said it, and I wrote it, and I said it, and each night when I would go to sleep, I would say these affirmations in my mind, and that pilot light would light a little bit stronger and a little bit bigger. My life matters. My presence on this earth matters. Because I'm telling you, when I was living in my car, I did not feel like my life mattered, like my presence mattered. The world seemed so big. Listen, the world seemed so big, and it seemed like I was getting swallowed up in it. So when I say that these are the most powerful affirmations that I said to get me out of my situation, because there was no guarantees. My friend who has been going through her issue has been going through her issue for more than 5 years. And I had to say to my friend, right, the other day, I'm like, imagine how you would feel as my friend watching me stay in displacement for 5 years. And there are people out there who have been displaced for 5 years and more. So I say, there are no guarantees. Life doesn't owe you anything. It doesn't owe you anything. You don't have to get that house. You don't have to get that apartment. You don't have to get whatever it, that money, that job, that whatever it is that you say that you want, you don't have to get it. My grandmother died on a little plot of land in the South. I don't know how much money she had in her bank accounts. I know what her health was like. Well, there could have been more things going on with her health, right? My grandmother had a rough life. She had 5 children. And when my mother died, that was her 3rd child that had died. And when my mother died, she said, you know what, I'm done with living. And then she died soon after. I know that people can control when they leave or when they stay. I know, right? So there are no guarantees. Listen, life doesn't owe you a smooth ride. I was telling my friend the other day, what if life is waiting for you to show up for yourself? Because I know what I had to do when I was living in my car and that little pilot light was dim on the inside. I know what I had to do. And each day, whether I believed it or not, right? Whether I believed it or not, I said my affirmations. And slowly, you know how you see a building going up in your area? You know how they have those things on the outside? They're blue, green, sometimes silver in some cities, and in some countries they're made out of wood. It's called scaffolding. And people are able to climb up on the scaffold and do the things that they need to do to repair the building, right? When I did my affirmations, it was like the scaffolding started going up around me. I started getting fortified. I didn't believe the affirmations at first, but I continued saying them. I am a force. I am powerful beyond measure. And sometimes I would cry when I would say my affirmations because I didn't believe it. But that pilot light grew and the scaffolding continued to go up around and I was getting fortified. And I got up each day and I got dressed and I went to whichever place it was that I had to go to do my wash up in the mornings. And I went into wherever it is that I would go to be able to get internet, because you all remember I produced a show when I was living in my car for the first 6 months. And then when things just started getting too bad, I couldn't even do the show anymore. But when I was at my lowest, I laid there with my sleeping bag around me and I said my affirmations. And slowly the scaffolding went up. Slowly the repairs started to happen to my psyche, to my spirit. And I said to my friend, I said, what if life is waiting for you to show up for yourself? Because my friend was like, I'm waiting for these things to get in order for me to do these things. And I said, what if you did those things now and you let life know that you're serious about getting the change that you want in your life, and let those waves, like, remember, like I said, like in those X-Men movie, you throw that staff down on the ground and the rays radiate from the earth. What if life is waiting for you to do those things right now and radiate your intention out through the earth and into the universe, so that life brings forward the very things that you need to get to where it is that you want to be, because otherwise you are perpetuating the sameness, right? Let me tell you, I was speaking with the box manufacturer, right? And I didn't know what size box I needed, right? Because I'm like, I have a certain amount of makeup. The brushes are a certain size. I don't know what size box I need because I don't know what size box will hold all of this makeup, right? And I went and I did an order for some hair product, right? And when I tell you, the hair product came in a box right? That's the purple box that you all saw, right? I mean, it's messy. It's messy right now, right? It's messy right now. But this is the purple box that you all saw. The hair product. Now, the hair product wasn't the box was much larger than the hair product needed, but this box came, and the box, when I tell you, you all saw the these are the makeup brushes right here. These are the makeup brushes, right? When I tell you that when this box came, that the makeup brushes, do you see how the makeup brushes fit exactly in the box? Exactly. And so I say to you, what if life is waiting for you to take the effort? Because it was me who contacted the manufacturer and said, listen, I need this box. I need the box to be full color on all sides. And I would like for the box to when you open it, that the people can see a message inside the box, right? And I need the box to be strong enough to be mailed. I contacted the manufacturer, and the manufacturer was like, what size box do you need? And I said, I don't know. I don't know. Right. But I gave some numbers. I said, well, maybe because because I had this box here, and I was like, well, maybe these are all the different colors and samples I've been sampling. When I tell you, when you see the box has the best of the best in there. These are some of the extra. So I was like, maybe I need this size box. Right. But as you see, these two boxes are very different in size. But I got a quote on that size box. And after the manufacturer worked up the quote, I was still kind of like, I don't know. But I continued to put one foot in front of the other. And that's when the next box arrived. And the box, listen, you saw that the makeup brushes fit exact. How could I have planned that? I put the effort out into the universe and it was returned back. So what is it that you're waiting to do that you haven't put the effort out into the universe to do? Some people are like, oh, my kids are sick. I got to wait for my kids not to be sick anymore. But what if you started doing that thing and it is in your effort of doing that and your child becomes healed in the process? What if? What if? So you know what? I'm going to open up the phone lines because my heart and my spirit is telling me that somebody needs to talk to me this morning. So I'm going to open up the phone lines, right? Negus is saying, I look sick. Honey, you don't know what sick is, honestly. Because if this is the face of sickness, I won't even block you. I won't even block you because your life is going in whatever direction it is that you're going in that would make you want to write a comment like that on the internet, because I can only imagine the sickness that exists inside of you. Honestly, I can only imagine. I can only imagine. All right. Phone lines are open. There's the telephone number right there, 323-488-3149. And you know what? We have some... All right, we have some apples that have come in. And Jeremy sends $2 and says, good morning, love. Thank you. Good morning to you too, love. Good morning. Antoinette sends $36. Hey, Toinette. She says, thank you for the much needed inspiration. Absolutely. And I hope, listen, if you were inspired by today's topic, put up a number 1. If you were de-inspired by today's topic, put up the number 3. And if you're in the middle, put up the number 2. Tanya sends $5 and says, stay focused. We love you. Forget haters. Hey, thank you. Ashanti sends $1 and says, do you offer mentoring? Give me 1 second. The phone line is ringing. Give me one moment. I'm just reading up the last few apples and then I'll take your call. Okay. Okay. Oh, maybe she can't or he can't hear me. All right. So I I do not offer mentoring. I do business coaching. Zellerific sends 111 and says for prophecy. Here we go.
Prophesy, Papa.
Absolutely. All right. So let me see if we can grab this call. All right. You're on the air live with Tanya. What is? Hi. Your name is what? Oh, you're Zellerific. Oh, with the
Yes.
prophecy. So you prophesized yourself onto the
Yes.
call.
I
Welcome
woke up
in.
in the middle of the night, like maybe 15 minutes ago, and I could not go back to sleep. And then I saw that you were doing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so this last week has been a really hard week for me.
Mm.
Um, I don't know if I should say this on air because I don't know who's watching or not. But long story short, I'm in a job, and I appreciate it. I'm very grateful because they didn't have to do it. But my family owns a business, but this isn't where I saw my life going.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I've never felt like you're just being like the goodness is being sucked out of you.
The what?
You're everything good you have.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's just being pulled from every which way.
Yeah.
And I moved to Arizona
Mm-hmm.
in 2019, leaving an abusive marriage, and
Mm.
I had completely like lost myself. I'm not trying to pick too long, but long story short, I figured out that my marriage was not a symptom of my illness, but my need for my mom to love was where the illness was coming from. This
Okay.
need to feel love from people who weren't meant to love me the way I wanted them to.
Yes.
And then I
Yes.
feel like I got to a new place and I just replaced it with the rest of my family. And I just feel like I'm being smothered because I feel like I'm not living my dream. And I really just want to, I just want to help people. And I'm scared, and I have my kids, and we've been sick with COVID for the last week. And mind you, we have not had COVID since it started. And this
Mm-hmm.
last week, we all got it.
Mm.
And I've missed work, which I'm not too worried about because I'll make it work. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But this is the first time that I've actually like stepped a little bit away from the company that I work for, that my family owns,
Mm-hmm.
and actually took some time just to be at home with the kids. And I was sitting here thinking, like, I need to apply for other jobs. I need to do this. I need to do that. And then, like I said, I was telling myself today that I was going to go back up and put in all these applications and start doing the things I'm supposed to be doing with
Yeah.
my life. And here you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know
So
what? If this was a word that you needed as a wake-up
it
call,
was.
then take it as that wake-up call. Take it as the wake-up call.
Thank you so
So
much.
what
And
is
I
it
watch
that
you
you're
all the
going to
time.
what is it that you're going to do?
I want to go back to school for therapy. I
Mm-hmm.
want to help people with mental health disorders
Mm-hmm.
heal from their adverse childhood experiences.
Yes.
Because if ACEs causes a lot of health disparities in the community, and if you don't learn how to heal from that, you end up very sick in your elder years.
Mm. Okay. You said
So
ACEs?
yeah, Nadine Harris. Look up Dr. Nadine Harris. She is a wonderful. She's the Surgeon General of California, and she is amazing. She has a TED Talk and everything.
Oh, how do you spell ACEs?
ACE, just like it sounds, ACEs. And if you're going to do the ACE test, please do the resiliency test afterwards, because I did that ACE test and it was depressed for like 3 months. You have to do the resiliency test after.
Oh, okay. I'm looking this up. I'd never heard of this before. What
Adverse childhood
ACEs,
experiences.
PCE? Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Oh, interesting. ACEs and PCEs. Okay,
Yes.
interesting. I'm going to leave this browser window open because I've never heard of this, and I'm going to take a look at this and,
It's
and read
it's
up more on that.
really,
Thank you.
oh my goodness. Be like I said, be very use your affirmations when when you're watching, and after, like, just cleanse your spirit after this, because it's hard. It's a hard knock to dive into ACEs.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. So
But
you're
thank you
going,
so
so you're,
much.
so you desire to be in therapy, like in the field of therapy to assist
I want to
people.
be in.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for interrupting. I'm so excited. I want to be in the realm of healing, where I help people heal from things like that. Because even though I'm not completely 100% healed from that, I feel like I've came along the way, where a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people have gotten stuck. I mean, I was born to a mother who was a crack addict. My father was
Mm,
an addict. I was
mm,
sexually molested at a very young age. I was
mm,
physically, mentally, and emotionally abused most of my childhood.
mm,
I now have 4 kids. Three of them I gave birth to. Well, I've given birth to four. I've lost a child when I was 23 to a rare
mm,
birth disorder.
mm,
And the simple fact that I'm not in a psych ward right now
mm.
or on the streets on drugs,
Yeah,
because I know a lot of people who had one of those things and they couldn't take it.
yeah,
And the simple fact that I've been able to overcome and I've been able to push past lets me know that there's something healing about my spirit.
yeah,
And I want to take that and take what I know and help other people heal, not only girls, boys. I want to take other people and help them heal from all of that
yeah. Well, you know what?
nastiness.
Zil, I want you to just close your eyes real quick and just breathe in
Okay.
and exhale. And I want you to feel the connection to your future self. And I want you to see a snippet in a day of the life of your future self working in the field of mental health. Okay? And how does that feel?
It's wonderful. It was so
Hmm?
wonderful. It
Okay.
was so wonderful when I'm
So I
born.
want you to just connect to your future self and just know that you work in the field of mental health. Say that. I work in the field of mental health.
I work in the field of mental health.
How does that feel?
It feels it feels true because I kind of do right now too.
Okay. All right.
I
So
work
I
with
just want
people.
you
I help them
I
heal.
want you I
I
want
help.
you to I want you to feel and because I don't want you to say too much about, your personal stuff. So I just want you
Sorry.
to feel a connection. No, I'm just trying to protect your anonymity. I want you to feel a connection to your future self and do the things. You can even ask your future self, what is it that you need to do for you two to meet up? Okay? And then you have to be open to allowing that to happen in your life. You have to follow direction because when you start asking the ancestors to guide you, when you start asking spirit to guide you, you have got to be open to where it guides you to. Because I closed my business in 2014 and I said I wanted to be an author. But the woman that I
Hmm.
was in 2014 when I wanted to be an author was not an author yet. But what was it that made me an author? What was it? Can you answer that question?
Um, I honestly don't know.
You do know. Think.
Writing your
What
book,
what was it that made the book happen?
the challenges you had living in your car,
Thank you.
and the positive affirmations you used.
Thank you. I wanted to be an author, but the book that wrote itself was the book of affirmations that came when I was living in my car. So I made this video. I was crying. I was closing my business. I had this song inside of me. I didn't know where it was going to lead me.
Hmm.
And then I ended up living in my car, and I didn't understand why I was in my car, why all of the abundance I had was gone, why I was in these trials and tribulations, and why I was down at the lowest point in my life. But it was from that lowest point that I started saying my affirmations. And I didn't have to become an author. I was an author. The book was birthed through me. It wrote itself from the affirmations that I wanted to share with other people. So connect to your future self. This goes for everybody out there. Connect to your future self. Allow the ancestors to guide you. Allow spirit to guide you. And be open to where that takes you. I fought against the displacement. I was in all of this emotional turmoil and pain. But it was the displacement and that emotional turmoil and pain that made me rise like the phoenix. And what made me rise like the phoenix were the affirmations, and the book wrote itself. So thank you so much, Zil, for calling in.
Thank you so much.
Okay, have a great day.
Have a
And
good
keep
night.
us up to date, okay, with how things work out in your life. Okay, so the phone lines are open. Okay. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Kelly?
Hi. Yeah, I need you to turn off whatever's going on in the background. I'm going to come right back to you. Okay, so somebody said that the book is a little expensive. This book is $20. This book is $20. And this book, the affirmations that I have said, getting onto the other side of it, have brought hundreds of thousands of dollars into my life. Read the reviews on Amazon. Money starts to flow to you. The amount of money that you spend on this book is $20. This is a large pizza, a medium pizza in some places. If you think that this book is too expensive for you, then I challenge you to figure out what it is that you think that you're worth. I'm just gonna, what do you think that you're worth? All right, you're on the air live with Tanya. What is your name?
My name is Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. Someone is asking about the book. Let me just tell them. The book is available on Amazon. If you look inside the description, there's a direct link to the book. It's $20. It's sold out in Europe right now, and I need to get more stock in Europe. But just bear with me while I do that. But the book is $20. It's $20 on Amazon, and they have Prime delivery. So, Kelly, go ahead, ma'am. You're on the air.
Well, I had the book, and it's a beautiful book, but I'm not utilizing the tools that are in the book. I realized that this morning. My dream is to live my best, what I call my WAC life: wealth, abundance, comfort, and choice.
Okay.
Comfort and choice is the most important things for me.
Okay.
But I needed this message.
I don't know how I feel about the acronym WAC now, but if it works for you, but WAC don't sound so. But if you want to go ahead now, Kelly.
WACC, WAC.
I mean, if you want to say you living your WAC life, that's fine. If that's what if that's how you choose to do it, but go ahead.
Maybe it doesn't work necessarily, but um, I needed this morning, and I just really wanted to thank you so much because I woke up to this. I'm on part of the, I get text messages, and I woke up to this morning, and you said something where you pointed. I have a disability. I'm waiting for a heart transplant, and I'm always waiting to get my heart before I'm going to do this, and before I'm going to do that. And I'm not really working towards any of my goals. So I guess it's when you said this morning, just take 5 minutes at least, and I don't do that, and so maybe it would happen sooner if I just showed the effort that that's what I want.
Yeah, you know what? Let me ask you a question. What if life is waiting for you to start living to send you a heart? What if life is like, well, you know what? Kelly ain't really living. They don't give the heart. What if life is waiting for you to start living and be like, oh, this woman is living. Let's bring this heart here. What if life is waiting for you to show up for yourself? What if it's the other way around?
Wow. Wow. That's so much. Thank you so much for that. That was wow. Because what if that is the case, and if
Mm-hmm.
most probably more likely is the case.
Yeah. What if you just waiting around is showing a stagnancy to the universe, but the moment that you say and show that this heart is required for the things that you are doing. I'll never forget, right? I'll never forget when I realized that in order to give, you have to have, right? And
Right.
so if you are wealthy, you're wealthy in the charity that you give. So when you give because you have it. So you have to have it in order to give it. And so you are wealthy before you start to give, and you are wealthy because you give. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
begin living, you are living. And when you start living, life shows that you require the money that you need to give to charity, the heart that you need to live those dreams, all of those things. What if it's waiting for you to show up first?
Wow. That I that's more than likely the case, and I need to do better because I don't walk around like a person. I walk around like a patient all the time,
Mm,
and lots of the time I'm in the bed, because I get tired and I get listless. But there's things I can do that I'm not doing, and I really needed this video this morning, and I just want to thank you so much. I'm always on and always listening, and you're such a powerful insight to a lot of you make me think.
thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
And
I
so
appreciate that.
my question then to you is, right? What
Mhm.
changes are you going to make starting today?
Starting today, I'm gonna start doing what I want to do. I have a dream of um of having a place where people who are disabled don't have to leave the workforce. People that are homebound don't have to leave the workforce. They can work from home.
Mm,
And I was in the process of getting my real estate license, because we wanted to open up some homes for youth.
mm-hmm.
Uh, and I stopped doing that. I just completely stopped. I stopped probably like a month away from finishing, and I
Mm,
just completely stopped. And I
yeah.
haven't taken the effort to continue to finish doing that. So I'm gonna get back into that, because when I
Yeah.
say wealth, it's not necessarily about me. I wanna fill my cup and give from the overflow. I
Yes.
want to be able to give back to people, to kids, and to youth and what have you. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna take action today. I'm not just
I
gonna
feel
lay
you.
around and feel sorry for myself. I'm not gonna
I
do that
feel
today.
you on that. I feel you on that. Because I'll never forget when I was at that Black Panther party when the movie came out, and I went to this
Hmm.
party afterwards, and I went to go dip down low, and my knees said, "Oh no." Right?
Yeah.
And I didn't realize because I hadn't tried to dip down low in so long. And I realized that life constricts you to what it is that you use. If you don't use it, you lose it. And
Right.
you've got to show life that you need this and then some. I need to be able to dip down low and then some, but I got to dip down low first to let life know these knees are still a working. You know what I'm saying? Well, thank you so
Yeah.
much, Kelly. Thank you. And
Thank
keep us
you.
up to
Thank
date. When you
you.
start living, I want to hear how things begin to change. And it's okay if you don't use the book, open it up and use it now. Put it by your
I
bedside
am.
and just write out one affirmation each night before you go to sleep. You can do one. Just do that. And it's okay because I don't use my book every day, but I can always tell when I don't use it. Like if I don't use it for a while, Like even like right now, as a matter of fact, with all of the things that I'm going through, I need to do the book. I need to do the book myself because I filled up my last one. I have to start a new one. So thank you so much, Kelly. We appreciate you calling in.
Thank you, and I appreciate you so much.
All right, bye-bye. All right, phone lines are open. We're going to read the apples in just a moment, but I know that the calls are coming in back to back. So, okay, so a call has not come in yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump to the apples real quick. Hey! Hey! All right. So Kevin sends $5 and says, just wanted to say I love you and thanks for the convo. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love you too. And Willie sends $25 and says, thank you for the word you have spoken today. Thank you so much. Thank you. And Tequila sends $20 and says, you gave a lot of yourself in these moments. Thank you so much, Tequila. Thank you. Thank you. And Camiel sends $5 and says, thank you for the words of inspiration. God bless. Thank you, Cami. Thank you. Angela sends 333 and says, I needed this message today. Thank you. And her message came in at 8:33 a.m. So you're on the threes today. Thank you. Thank you. And Tanya Walker sends $75 and says, I'm at work listening. Hey! Thank you. Hey! Hey! Thank you. Hey! 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 It looks like Tanya's work schedule has changed now because you're at work at 8:46 in the morning. Hey! Thank you, Tan Tan. All right. We appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, 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 hey. I'm gonna not make that face. I'm gonna not make that face. Okay. Shay sends $1 and says, what if you're scared to live for self? Any advice? Well, be scared then. Maybe one day, what it is that you want will be bigger than the fear. But you have to attract it into your life for whatever it is that you want to be bigger than the fear. All right. Sandra sends $30, hey! And says, 10 for you and 20 for the book, The Lady in Need. I can't do it because I'm not shipping right now. In order to ship, yeah, unfortunately, so listen, so I can't accept that, Sandra. I can't accept it because like if you all want to work it out in the audience, that's one thing, but I'm not equipped for shipping just yet. So the last time that I took in book donations, the books just it turned into a brouhaha. So I'm going to send, let me take care of this right now. Let me send this back to you. Let's see. Let me take this off the screen so that your user thing is not shown. Give me 1 second. I need to send $20 back to you, Sandra. Okay, 1 second. Sandra, there we go. All right, Sandra. So I just sent $10 back to you, and I know I know you meant well. It's just unfortunate that it just where it is that I am in especially right now before the Christmas shipping, I just do not have the capacity at this moment. But you all can work it out in the comments, and that was very kind and beautiful of you. That was very kind and beautiful of you. So thank you for that. And then Linda sends, let me just put a heart right here. I'm sorry. Lisa sends $15 and says, thank you for being you. Heart. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Atori is back. Atori sends $5 and says, "You are a beautiful spirit, giving life to many." Thank you, Atori. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we're gonna open back up the phone lines again, and then we'll go from there. All right. Phone lines are back open, 323-488-3149. And yeah, you know what? I apologize. I just have to know my limitations because it makes me feel terrible when I'm not able, because in my heart, I want to be able to ship them out. But with my limitations, I know that I am not going to be able to right now. And I don't want to not live up to the expectation that you all have of me for the books to go out. Hey. All right. So phone lines are back open, 323-488-3149. Okay. 323-488-3149. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Taylor.
Michaela or Kayla?
Taylor.
Taylor. Hey, Taylor. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you. So let's talk. You're on the air live. Tell us what you called in to say.
I just wanted to get some advice from you. How did you go about, I guess, getting to know yourself, like your true self?
I think we're all on a journey of self-discovery. I think that a lot of us have forgotten who it is that we truly are. And I think it's okay that we don't know who we truly are, because if we did, we wouldn't be able to stay in a human existence. So you have to be able to understand the illusion of humanness, right? So me personally, I meditate, I listen to the voice within, I listen to my desires, I follow my curiosities, and I let that guide me. However, who it is that you are is much greater and larger than the human that you are being right now. However, if you want to discover what you came into this life for, you can meditate, you can go within, you can go out into nature and go without music and just walk in nature and just think and just figure out what you want to do. What is it that you're feeling unsure about or lost within?
I just feel kind of like stuck. I'm 23. I have a 3-year-old, and since I found out I was pregnant, my whole focus was just to make sure that I was stable and able to take care of him. And now that I'm stable for the most part and I'm able to do that, I don't know what to do next.
Okay. Well, now is the time that you start discovering yourself, Taylor. You start figuring out what you're curious about. Like for me, there were some things that I was just curious about, like why? The question was why? Why do people make certain choices with dating? And it led me to one thing that led me to another thing, which led me to one book after another. And then it led me to evolutionary psychology. And when I got to evolutionary psychology, it became a passion of mine, which led me to where it is that I am today. But follow your curiosity, follow the things that you have interest in.
That's the thing. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, go out into nature. Go out into nature. Let the sun touch you. Walk in silence and start thinking. Because if you say you don't know, then that closes off the question. It closes off the thought. If you say I am discovering, or I am allowing it to come to me, that's a different thing. Saying you don't know is one thing. Saying you are allowing it to come to you is a whole other thing. So allow it to come to you. Allow it to make itself aware to you, because you are powerful beyond measure, Taylor. You are God incarnate. You are spirit in human form. To say that you don't know is a lie. You may not be aware, or you may not be conscious of it in this human existence, but you do know. There's a you that is living in the future that you are connected to. So you know, and you just have to connect to that energy and connect to that consciousness. So you know, there's not anything that I have that you don't have. You and I are energy of the same energy. We're just living two different human experiences, but we are made from the same energy. Do you believe that and understand that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So you're asking me for an answer that you have to dig
Well, it's
within
because
yourself. I'm sorry.
you you've lived it, you know.
You've
You've
lived it
lived it.
too.
I
This
don't
is
really
not your
have
first
any,
lifetime.
like, I don't have any older women to pour into me per se, or like, you know. So I watch a lot of YouTubers. Those are
Your
the women that I
spirit,
feel like are successful and stuff like that. That's who I watch to kind of
your
give me guidance
spirit
and help.
and my spirit are the same age. There's no spirit that is older than the other on this earth. We are all the same age in spirit. So you have got to tap into your internal wisdom. However, you've got to stop saying that you don't know. You've got to stop. You have got to, if you say, reveal to me, make me aware, those are different things than I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
You don't sound sure, Taylor.
I'm really not sure. I'm not sure of anything these days. It's just
You've got to start by
basically going
changing your
through it.
language. Change that language. Change your language. I want you to switch your language around. Instead of saying, I don't know, say, I know.
I know, but what do I know?
You know. You have to believe on some level that there's a part of you that does know.
I
You
know
know.
that there's more to life than this. I know that.
Okay. Okay. I want
I'm
you to
just
breathe in deep with me. Close your eyes. I don't hear you breathing, Taylor. Okay. And I want you to say, I know.
I know,
And it is being revealed to me more and more each day.
and it is being revealed to me more and more each day.
I allow it to be revealed.
I'll allow it to be revealed.
I am open to it being revealed.
I am open to it being revealed.
Okay. How does that feel? How does that feel, Taylor?
I just feel like I'm missing something.
Okay. All you have to do is say that you know and you are open to it being revealed. Can you remain open to it being revealed to you? Because if you're not open to it being revealed to you, then what hope is there? At least be open. Can you be open to it being revealed? Even if you don't know, can you be open to it being revealed?
Yes, I am open to it being revealed.
Okay. Stay open to it being revealed. Ask for signs to come your way, but you have to be open to seeing the signs and being obedient to the signs that you feel.
Okay, I can do
I
that.
I hear you sighing, and I wonder why there's resistance.
It's not so much resistance as it's just like I've tried a lot to figure this out, and it's I'm not figuring it out. I mean, I got your book too. I've been reading books.
What's your favorite affirmation in my book?
I haven't. I bought it and I I wrote in it once, and I didn't.
So when you say that you're trying, what is it that you're trying, Taylor?
I mean, well, I attempt. I guess I'll say that I'll attempt, but I don't follow through.
Okay, so are you willing to show up for yourself?
Yes, I
Okay,
want to.
why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? Write and do your affirmations in the book every single day for a week, and then reach back out and go out into nature. When was the last time you went out into nature and just walked in the park or in the sunlight?
I don't. I stay at home every day.
So why not try the things that I'm saying? Go out into the sunlight, let the sun drench you, and close your eyes and feel that sun on you and say, listen, I am open to it being revealed. Okay?
Okay.
And
Okay.
write in that book every day for a week and then see. Because you write in the book one night, 2 nights, you can feel a change already shifting and happening. But you have to show up for yourself. Have you been listening to the broadcast how much of this broadcast have you listened to today?
Since the beginning.
Okay. So you remember when I asked myself, why do I feel that I deserve something that I'm not even willing to invest 5 minutes a day into?
Yes.
Okay. When did you get my book?
Months ago. I've had it for at least 3 or 4 months.
Okay. So show up for yourself 5 minutes a day. I mean, what type of life is it that you really want if you can't invest 5 minutes into yourself each day? I mean, you give 5 minutes to your baby, you invest in your child. You have to ask yourself, why is it that you don't feel that you're worth investing 5 minutes each day into?
That's the question. Okay. Okay. That's okay.
And if you are not able to do these things on your own, then maybe you need a therapist to assist you to remove some of your blocks. Maybe there's some other things going on.
Yes, I have a therapist.
Okay. Okay. Well, maybe you have to hire a life coach then, because a life coach can work with you each day to hold you accountable. Do you have money for a
How
life
much do
coach?
you charge?
I'm sorry?
I said, how much do you charge?
Oh, I'm not available for personal life coaching. I do business coaching. So you can find a life coach. There is the school that I went to is called IPEC, IPEC, and there are people, even if you don't have money, there are people who need to be able to coach people a certain amount of hours for their certification. So if you go to IPEC, you can find a coach to coach you, and these coaches are charging $100 a week. So get a life coach, invest $400 in yourself for a month, and have somebody work with you to hold you accountable. Because if you can't do it yourself, a life coach will work with you to hold you accountable and make deliverables for you. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Do it because you're worth it. If you're not willing to do it, there's nothing that I can tell you, because you have to be willing to show up for yourself, because life doesn't owe you anything, because you don't have to
I'm
do it.
gonna do it, and I'm gonna check back in a couple weeks when you
Okay.
take a call.
All right, then. Thank you so much, Taylor.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Listen, you all have to be able to show up for yourself. You have to feel that you're worth your effort. I mean, I was hoping that if I came out here and showed you all what I look like in the middle of the night with my hair afro, looking like Ursula from The Little Mermaid, that you all would understand. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Awesome. My name is Jessica.
Hey, Jessie. You're on the air live. What's your comments and thoughts today?
So, firstly, this show is awesome. So, I wanted to say the show is always awesome, but I think that this show is really special because I woke up this morning just like the young lady earlier, and I got a notification about the live.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay, great. And it was different, I know you do stories that go viral to get
Mm-hmm.
so that people can find the love lesson, the self-love lesson in these viral stories. But
Mm-hmm.
this show is different. That's what I was expecting when I got the notification. I already knew that you were a coach. I know about your book. I know everything that you stand for, and those stories are rooted in that. But this is just
Mm-hmm.
so authentically what what you do at the core, you know.
Okay. Well, thank you. So talk to us about what revelation you've had today. What is shifted for you?
So I'm on my own journey of, rediscovering what it is that I want to do with my purpose. Like, I'm familiar that I have a gift and I work in my gift. However, um, I also attract, because I also am a healer, and but I have such a desire to help people that sometimes I attract too much brokenness in my
Mm-hmm.
life. And I'm trying to think of ways to do it more productively, to use my gift more productively, where I'm attracting the work and that I want to do through love and light work. However, I'm not attracting it in personal, even romantic relationships. So I'm trying to shift that for me. So anyway, I'm thinking, I'm like, what do I do next? I say my affirmations. What do I do next? When you said at some point in this broadcast, when you were living in your car and you wrote those affirmations, but at first you didn't believe them, even though you were willing to keep saying them. And that hit home for me because although I do believe in my affirmations, there are times that I, it's, I don't see it, I don't see them coming into fruition like quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And so I lose the belief in the fact that I can do it or that I resonate with my own affirmations. So when you said that, and I remember the time when you were living in your car, and then but I can look to see where you are now. And you wrote the book, and you said that you closed your skincare business because something in you then was like, I'm good at doing this. This is what I do, but I want to do more. I want to write a book. I want to help people in other ways. And then after that business, we know that some things, that's where that kind of led to you being in your car. But to see you
Mm-hmm.
past that, from not believing, is writing those affirmations, like, okay, hitting rock bottom and saying, I don't know where to go from here, but I'm gonna write these affirmations. And then you were already an author, right? So that book came to you, and even more came to you after the moment you said, I'm unhappy with the skincare business. All of these other things came to you, and in the midst of it,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about, okay, I'm going to write a book because I am a writer. I'm a writer first. I'm an author. That's in me already. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think I'm going to start believing more in my affirmations to guide me along the way.
Okay.
And that's
Okay.
what
And
I'm
you know
getting
what? And
so far.
I challenge you. Why do you call yourself a healer?
Because indirectly, with that, well, unbeknownst to me, many of my actions, like my natural actions to care for people, to listen to people, to um impact them based off of what they want in their life. Like I always see the good. So
Okay.
it's not as simple as always seeing the good. I'm always like
Right. So
directing or
I'm trying to figure out
counseling
why you're
people
calling yourself a healer. Who are you healing?
because, well, I mean, first and foremost, I work through healing myself. And because I know I've worked through healing myself, I'm able to identify and be compassionate towards other people who are working to heal themselves or who need healing and just don't know, how to go about it. So, in
You
my
know what?
advice
I
that I give
challenge you.
people,
I'm sorry. I just want to cut you off right there because I got the
no,
gist
it's
of what
okay.
you're saying. I challenge you
Hmm.
to stop calling yourself a healer.
Okay.
I challenge you to understand that there may be people who come to you. However, healing is for the self to do, that people must heal
Got you.
themselves. And when you call yourself a healer, I can understand why you would attract broken people. I can understand why
Nope,
brokenness
I
and
get that.
dysfunction may be
Hmm.
attracted to you because you are calling yourself a healer. So people are coming, they want to be healed. But you don't heal people.
Right.
You don't heal people.
Hmm.
I don't heal people. And
Hmm.
I think we have to become cognizant to refraining from the impulse of thinking that we have the power. You do not have the power to heal anyone. If
That's right.
healing is going to take place, healing is going to take place in accordance with the infinite wisdom that exists. When you get cut, you don't heal your cut. There's an
Hmm.
infinite wisdom that exists inside of your cells that that goes through the process of repair. And so
Hmm.
I challenge you to stop calling yourself a healer, and then you'll see how your life will change.
Wonderful. I agree. Right? Because people only can heal themselves. Healing comes from you doing your own personal work. Okay, and that makes sense. Attracting people who need healing because I'm saying I'm a healer, right? Okay, completely understand. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So thank you so much for calling in. Keep us up to date with the
Thank you,
changes the
Tanya.
next time that we do a call in show. Okay. Thank you. All right. The lines are open again. And for anybody out there who thinks that you're a healer, there's so much that you give out when you are attempting to heal somebody else. Imagine if someone had a cut on their hand and I'm like, I'm going to heal. Imagine the type of effort. Now, could it be possible? Yes, it could be possible that a person could take their hand and put it over another person's hand and that healing may take place. But where does that energy that is coming? Because, there's Reiki out there, there's all types of things. But where does that energy come from of you placing over the cut over somebody else's hand? Did you create that energy? No, because energy is never created nor destroyed. It's only transferred. So you can be a vessel, yes. However, if you open yourself up to be a vessel, please understand that there's a part of you that you erase to be a vessel for that thing to come through. And are you willing to erase yourself in place of that? You're in the air live with Tanya. What is your name?
Hi, hi, Tanya. My name is Nadine, but I go by Mimi, whatever you prefer.
Wait, I'm sorry, you said your name is Nadine, but you go by.
It's Midleen, but I go by Mimi.
Oh, okay. Hi, Mimi. Welcome in. Welcome. You're on live. So tell us your comment
Oh,
and
what a
commentary today.
First of all, I'm so excited right now. Like, it's an honor to be able to talk to you. I'm feeling a little nervous, but I had to call because the message really hit home today. Like, I'm one of the viewers that pop in and pop out. I get the notifications. Sometimes I watch, sometimes I don't. It all depends on the energy that I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
But Tanya, you are so like I just every time like I hear your voice, like it's so inspiring just to see you in action.
Oh,
And
thank
so
you.
I had to make this call because the message today that I'm receiving is showing up for yourself.
Mm.
And that's so powerful to me because
Mm-hmm.
like you said, a lot of us, we have these hopes and dreams. And like you said, the universe does not owe us any of that.
Mm.
But we could die today with all of it, not having ever even attempting to try.
Mm-hmm.
And last year, like my heart is pounding, like just thinking and talking and other people knowing other people are listening as well. But last
Mm-hmm.
year, I decided, just like the lady who mentioned how she's working for a family, like a
Mm-hmm.
family member.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have this calling inside of you, you kind of have this feeling of like hopping around looking. I don't know if that's a good way to describe it, but you're hopping from one place thinking that's what's going to fulfill you, but it doesn't. So you hop to another. But I started realizing that when you have like a bigger goal or a bigger dream in life, it will happen where you're never really quite comfortable because
Mm.
you have to take in those challenges so you could continue to grow. So yes,
Mm.
that job that you thought you needed was the job and you got it, but now you're feeling incomplete because I feel like your journey is still, unfolding. So you have to continue. So feeling uncomfortable is a sign of growth to me. So whatever is making you uncomfortable, you have to challenge it and move on to the next. So last year, I quit my job that I was working first. I was working a pretty good, stable job, full hours. Like my boss was actually a family member and super sweet, and I love her so much. But I felt so incomplete, and especially just having giving birth to my 2-year-old. Speaking of that, she's up right now. Oh my goodness, she's awake. Sorry. After giving
Why
birth
is
to
she
my
waking up
2-year-old,
crying?
after giving birth to my 2-year-old, I felt this feeling of wanting to find out a little more of myself instead of just feeling like a mom or a wife. I needed to know me more. So when I got the job, it was not even a job I was seeking. It was offered to me, so I took it. And I'm I still am a certified nursing assistant, a CNA.
Okay.
And I was given the job, and I took it. And because I had just become a mom and I was trying to find my way in this world, I started like pouring in my energy at work just to find like some other sense of identity other than being a mom, I guess. And I took the job too serious. Let's just say that. I was one of those workers. So eventually I ended up quitting the job because I didn't feel fulfilled. Like I felt this void. So I was given another opportunity, a job that came to me. I wasn't seeking. It was my sister-in-law. She called me offering me to be her assistant. So I'm like, wow, this is a great opportunity to discover a little more about myself, because this time I'm not working for this big corporation. And even though my boss is a family, but you still got to go with the rules of what the company is. This time it's like legit, like the person owns the company. So I started working for her. And then reality hit hard that I was working for her, but I was working for her dream, not mine. And I thought like, oh my God, like this is the opportunity I've been waiting for. I can like really grow in many aspects of my life and pursuing the dreams that I have of my own. But I started getting the same feeling that I was getting when I was working for the company before that. So I started thinking, I'm like, you know what, maybe this is not it either. So last year around October, my daughter, she fell ill. She had a temperature that just would not break. So when I took her to the hospital, come to find out she had rhinovirus, which I've never heard of, but it's almost like a flu basically, but it's like she had this fever that was just not breaking. And we were in the hospital. They were doing tests, checking her blood. And understand, like during COVID, like visiting is completely different. So I was stuck in the hospital with my 2-year-old, with my husband could not even come and visit us. It was just the two of us. And on top of that, it was my birthday. It was my birthday week. It fell on my birthday. It was all happening. And I turned 29 last year. I turned 30 this year. And I said, oh my God, like I'm reaching 30. And I have all these dreams and hopes and all this thing inside of said like get connected with your future self. Well, it's so weird, like ever since I was little, like I don't know how old, but I always felt like I was destined for something great. And maybe that was always my future self reaching out to me, telling me, don't give up hope, keep going, because I don't know who she is yet, but she feels so beautiful and powerful. And I just love my future self. And so with all that being said, as I was in the hospital, my phone broke. My daughter, she was very fussy, and she dropped the phone, and it cracked, and it broke. So I had no connection to the world. So I could not go on Facebook, Instagram. I could only call people that I remembered their number, and the only person that was at the time was my husband. So I would use the hospital phone to call him, or he'll call me through the hospital phone. So zero contact with the world, just my daughter and myself on my birthday week. And I don't know what it is, but I need to make a change. So soon after leaving the hospital, I didn't even call my sister-in-law. I just sent her a message. I told her, unfortunately, this will be my last week working for her. And I took the leap. I took the leap, and I started working for myself. At first, I was this lost soul trying to leech onto anything that I could possibly find. Like I was
Mm-hmm.
leeching onto other people who were in the same industry because I was pursuing the event industry. I was leeching
Yeah.
on to all type of people, and then that same cousin that I was working for prior to, she told me to learn to be still. At first, I did not understand what that meant, but eventually it hit home because I was so used to being busy and trying to find a fulfillment in what I do for a living. All of a sudden,
Mm-hmm.
I'm finding that the only strength that I have is what I can offer myself, not a assignment that my boss has given me or anything. It's just what can I do for myself.
Yeah.
And because of that, I learned to be still. And I started working hard, and eventually I started making a name for myself. So I don't even know what the end of the story is, but I'm just saying that showing up for yourself, the message today is real, and I just wanted to let you know. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And yes, you are still writing your story. That is one of the affirmations in the book. That's one of my favorite affirmations. Where is it? Here. I am still writing my story. And it's so important to remember that your story is still being written. So thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanya. I was a little scared calling because you always make us challenge ourselves with your
Mm,
words. You're so strong and powerful with the choice of words that you choose that other people may be hesitating to call in right now too because they know Tanya will challenge them, will make you think about your choice of word or what your existence is and so I was a little hesitant, and I'm so happy I took the chance to call in. And
well,
thank
I'm
you for
happy
your
that you took
time.
the
And
chance to call in too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
right,
All right. Well,
take
you have a
care.
great day.
Bye.
All right. So this is great. I'm going to take one more phone call and then I have to get back to the things that I have to get back to. And one thing that I want to say to everyone is, oh, looks like my camera's gone out. Hopefully it'll come back. So one of the things that I wanted to say is, yeah, it'll come back. Or maybe it won't. Oh, I guess it did. There have been a lot of different fields of study, a lot of different jobs that I've had. I started out my college as a major in psychology because I had an interest in psychology. Then I went over to media arts. Nobody knew why. Hey, hold on for a moment. You're on the air live with Tanya. Give me just one moment, okay?
Absolutely.
All right. So people were like, oh, you moved over to media arts from psychology. That's so random. Because my mother died. And I was like, you know what? What is it that I really want to do? And so I moved over to media arts. And then I've had different jobs that I've gone to, different fields of training and all of this. And it has led to me being here today, doing what it is that I do, using my media arts training. I was a graphic designer for, how many years? I was a graphic designer for about 8, 9 years. And as you see, I still use my graphic design background to design the stuff for my business. But when I was going through these different iterations of myself, people were confused and they were like, Tanya, what does this have to do with your original goal, your original degree? But I have found in life that when you follow your interests, even when your interests change, that it'll culminate into who it is that you're meant to be. And this is who it is that I'm meant to be. And as you see, let me see if I can find, here. All right. As you can see, this is the design for the vitamin E box, right? And as you see, the design is beautiful. This design is gorgeous. And I made that with my training, right? And everything that I have done has come full circle. This is the back of the box, and these are the things. This will be where the GMO free and all of that other stuff will be listed on there. But I just wanted to encourage you all that even if you change interests, be encouraged, because I have found in my own life that everything has come full circle. If that resonated with you, go ahead and put up a number 3. All right. You're on the air live with Tanya. Tell us your name.
Hey, Tanya, how are you? This is Preach Elder Brown.
I'm sorry, Preacher the Brown.
Yeah, this is Preach Elder Brown. How are you?
Hi, Preach. How are you doing? Talk to us. What is your
Doing
comment this morning?
well. First, I just wanted to encourage all of your listeners. I've been following you for some time now, and caught you this morning. And what a powerful topic! Um, I really wanted to just extend an encouragement. You know, there's so much that's going on that we're facing in this world, but one of the most critical things that we're
Mm-hmm.
facing is things that we are afraid to talk to other people about.
Okay, so well, let's
Um,
talk about you, Mr. Brown. How
yes.
does the topic relate to you and what's going on in your life?
Well, at this time, I'm using all of the avenues that I can to encourage myself. I think even as a preacher, we are always the ones that people call to. We're the ones that people call for various things. And when we're in our moment, it's typically sometimes silent, and all we have in that space is God. And that is what pretty much has gotten me to where I'm at today. We struggle. We go through things just like everybody else do. And, one of the things that has gotten me through, of course, is that alone time, that corner time. I call it the corner time, where I sit back and evaluate what I'm going through, evaluate what I'm facing. And, you know, there's a
Okay, so
story
what is
around
it?
town
What
that
is it? Excuse me. What is it that you're in the process of evaluating this morning? Did you call because you wanted to speak to me or you wanted to speak to the audience?
Oh, as I said before, I just wanted to extend an encouragement. That's
So so
pretty
you're
much
so
what I
you're so
wanted to
you're
do.
calling me because you wanted to speak to the audience.
Yes.
Yeah, but you know what? You haven't been vetted. You haven't been vetted. We don't know you for me to offer you my audience for you to speak to. If you want to talk to me, that's one thing, Mr.
Hmm.
Brown. But like if you're
And
if you need to talk with me, that's a great time for you to call. If you want to talk to people in the audience, you can stay in the comments and write to them.
I understand that, but I'm taking this
Okay.
opportunity as if we're walking past someone in Walmart. You wave at them, you say, "Hey, have an incredible day." You don't know them, you can't vet them out, you don't know what they're going through, but
All
they're
right.
giving you an
Well, you know what?
encouragement.
All right. Well,
So
I
thank you for the
appreciate.
opportunity. I do appreciate that.
Yes.
Thank you so very, very
Thank
much.
you.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
day and be encouraged.
Yeah. Um, you know, I'm going to say this, right? I'm going to say this. One of the things that I don't want to do is listen, there are a lot of people on the internet saying a lot of different things and coming from many different spaces for many different reasons that they're coming from those spaces, right? Right? Okay. And so I would say this, right? I'll say this. Um, I know who I am, right? I know who I am. People have seen me along the journey, and I have built a following of people who have traversed these canals with me. You know who I am. You see my face. I come out daily, almost daily, making videos, and I have been here for 13 years, right? I don't blow smoke up people's behinds with information that comes from I don't one of the things that I don't like and I unfollow people on Facebook all the time who are coming up positing all of these things on their feed and the timeline and the news feed, etc. And they're doing all of this. And I saw one person in the comments that was like, I should be a life coach. And because they think that life coaching is easy. It's easy, yes, to just say some words and speak some things out loud. That's the easy part. Getting qualified to speak those words out loud are the hard part. And we have so many people nowadays on the internet who all they need is a camera and a connection and they are a guru of sorts, right? I remember when I was a teenager, my uncle was dating this woman, and the woman's mother decided, like, the woman was living in the projects. The woman's mother was living in the projects rather, and she was raising a bunch of grandkids. You know the type. She had a bunch of kids early, then her kids started having kids, and they couldn't take care of the kids, so the grandmother was taking care of all the children, right? And then one day she was like, you know what? I'm going to open up a church. And I remember she opened up this little street side church, and she's collecting offerings and all this other stuff, right? And it wasn't until I went to school in the AUC, because, you know, in the Atlanta University Center, in the AUC, one of the colleges that makes up the AUC is a seminary school, a school of theology, right? And this woman didn't bother to go and become well-versed on the Bible. She didn't bother to become well-versed on scripture and religion and theologically. She didn't bother to go get educated and qualify herself. She just opened up a curbside church, rented out a space, and decided that she was equipped to give the word of the Lord, which is written in a book. She didn't bother to go and get certified or what is the word that I'm trying to say? Because I'm tired. Remember, I've been up all night. She didn't bother to go and make sure that what she was giving to the people was the word as the word was meant to be given, because the Bible has been translated many different times. If you don't read the ancient languages, right, then you don't really know what the doggone Bible says, do you? If you are not in a space where you have really sat down and gone through the process to make sure that your word is equipped, right? You don't really know. You don't know what the Bible says. You don't know what those words say. You're opening up a book translated for thousands of years by men into different languages. Because I remember I was thinking this the other day. You know, in English, they say that when God came through the burning bush and Moses asked, "Who are you?" God said, "I am that I am," right? And I wonder, what does it say in the Spanish Bible? Soy que soy? What does it say? Soy que soy? I want to know. I'm curious if there's somebody out there who speaks Spanish, and you have the Spanish Bible, or you've heard that phrase in Spanish, because we know that languages are not translated perfectly, right? I want to know, what does it say in the Spanish Bible? Okay, ordain. Soy que soy, does it say that? I want to know. I want to know. Because I know in English it says, "I am that I am." So it's like we have this book that's been translated into many different languages, and people who just get up one day and they say, "Oh, well, you know, I'm gonna start XYZ." And we have people who look into a bowl of pasta in the night and say, "You know what? I'm a fitness coach now." And they wake up in the morning and they start typing all this stuff on the internet. Or they wake up, they jiggle the nether regions, cup it real tight, and they're like, "Oh, this is the education that I needed to be a relationship expert." And then they came forward and like, "Oh, my balls told me that I can teach women how to be women," right? And so for me, right, I prefer that if you call into my show, that you call because you want to talk to me. If you're hoping for my platform to be a pulpit for you to say whatever it is that you want to say, or promote your coaching business or whatever, and you haven't been vetted and qualified, this is not go down like so. It doesn't go down like so over here. It doesn't. I'm sorry. It just does not. It does not. It does not. We're waiting for the person with the Spanish Bible. She said, "Hold on. I'm going to open up the phone lines, and we're going to take one last phone call. But if you're going to call because you want to talk to me about you. Not because you feel in your mind that you've arrived at some place that gives you access to my audience that I have built up by me being vetted by the public, by me having the long standing. So I'm gonna open back up the phone lines, but come on now. Come on. Does it say soy que soy? I want to, oh wait, before we open up the phone lines, I see that we have some apples. Hey, listen, let me refresh it and make sure all the apples have come through. And listen, you all know I'm not being harsh, right? I'm not being harsh. I know that, listen, Pastor Brown, we know that you meant well. We know that you meant well. You know what I mean? However, this is not the time and the place. I want to talk to you about you, not what you think about other people. You know what I mean? Because, listen, it takes enough to be able to work through our own issues in our lives to get to where it is that we need and want to be, than to feel that we're ordained somehow to come and proselytize to other people. You know what I mean? I just I tell you my qualifications. I'm a certified life coach. I'm sorry. Let me rewind. I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist, right? So when you all call up and I tell you all, close your eyes, breathe deep, and these types of things, this is a part of my training, right? So nonetheless, let's continue going forward. Gloria says, you're like the jumper cables to a dead car battery. Thank you. We appreciate that. Thank you. Elle has come out and says, you're the best. And she has a little green heart up there. You're the best. And much love and success to you, Elle. Self-Love sends $20 and says, Tanya, would love to talk about feeling invalidated. Well, listen, and I think one of the things that we have to realize is, like how I was telling, it says, yo soy el que soy. You see, in Spanish, it says, where did that go? It went by so fast. Yo soy el que soy. In Spanish, they're using el, the masculine version of the word, right? But if there's going to be a God energy cannot only just be masculine. You know what I mean? And this is where we end up into some of the problems that we end up into now with these translations. So it is definitive that energy in the Spanish version of the Bible is masculinized. In the English version of the Bible, they have the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. There's no daughters or mothers in there. No mother energy, no daughter energy. And the women that are spoken about are problematic at best, right? Self-Love comes back and says, you open my mind to dig into gay man pathology. Interesting. Well. I wonder what it is that you have found in the pathological thinking of some gay men. Derlan sends $50. Hey! Thank you, Derlan. We appreciate that. Hey. Thank you. All right, let's see. Thank you. And let's see. We have JC, who sends $10 and says, good morning, Tanya. About to play this on my ride into the city. Hey, and hopefully this music will get you up. Come on. Get you up and moving. Thank you. And Cookie sends $5 and says, not the pulpit, with some laughing and 100 emojis. No, I'm serious. I don't see the joke in nothing that I said. Where's the joke? I'm very serious. Tiffany sends $5 and says, thank you for the encouragement. It's a great reminder. Thank you, Tiff. I'm so happy. Thank you. All right. So let's see what else we have. Let's see. So we're going to open back up the phone lines real quick. I'm going to take one last call. And then after that, I'm going to get out of here and jump into finishing the box design. So when you all see that box design, just please know that every single part of that was well thought out and configured. Okay. All right. 323-488-3149. All right. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Hey, Tanya, it's Toya. How you doing?
Hey, Toya. How are you feeling?
I feel so encouraged by your video today. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. So what is your comment today?
I just wanted to say you always are teaching me to have good boundaries. Um, I just wanted to say that I'm Valyrian still in the comments, but
Okay.
I love that. I love that, and I personally, I'm 39. I'm an engineer. I've called in before. People say I sound like a teenager or whatever, but
Mm.
A lot of your content has helped me really self-reflect
I'm sorry. I had
on.
to hold on. Hey, listen. Thank you for being a friend with your fake account. You have been blocked. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
No, it's
Toya. I
okay.
just had to do that block
People
party real
don't.
quick. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I said. Them boundaries. You don't play. I just love that because I feel like it's like somebody was saying in the comments, men and babies will do a number on you. And I feel like people are always expecting women to be okay with being treated in a bad way. And I like that you just constantly are like, no, it's not. We're not doing that over here. Um, but yeah, like I was just saying, like, I'm 39. I'm older, and I'm still like, I don't feel like I'm necessarily trying to find myself. I'm more so trying to complete certain tasks in life. And it's just that a lot of the things that I went through when I was younger um, really kind of caused me to not learn how to cope well. And so I had to spend a lot of time doing a lot of healing and things like that.
Mm.
But I just wanted to say, I don't think it's that we're incomplete. We are complete. And I love that you just brought up the quote, I am that I am. You are that you are. Like, if you, that's what I think. That's what I'm learning to accept, that it's not something outside of myself that I need to feel complete, because
Mm-hmm.
God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, created me for a purpose and created me in completion. Like, I am a reflection of that God. How can I be incomplete? So that's what I'm learning. And,
One more
I feel
again.
like
Hold on, Ma. Hey, Ashley, you just got your behind sent to the block party. Welcome. Welcome. All right. All right. Sorry about that. Somebody had to get clocked and blocked. You could go there and eat the old hot dogs at the block party. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
yeah, but no, I just was saying I'm learning that I have to do my own inner work and just really learn to be quiet. Like, I think the last call was saying, like, be quiet and just listen to myself and
Mm-hmm.
get clear about what I want, because that's why I came here to this existence, to live my
Mm-hmm.
own purpose out.
Yes.
So that's what I'm learning.
Yes, absolutely. And I feel
Yeah.
you on that. Absolutely. Absolutely. And
Yeah,
so
and
what is it that what change are you making today?
oh my God, I've done a lot of changes, Tanya. So I'm a new empty nester. I have two sons. They're 20 and 18.
Mm-hmm.
I just sent my youngest to college. I just started a new job with a startup, so I'm gonna actually be moving from Chicago to
Nice.
DC.
Nice.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, the startup is in they're headquartered in on the West Coast in Silicon Valley. So I just did some training
Mm.
over there. So it's going to be a lot of traveling. And so I'm just like, I feel like I'm opening myself up to finally learning who I am as a woman because I had my children so young and I had them with a much older man. But we're not going to get into all that. He's 12
Oh,
years older than me.
okay.
And I met him, when I was 16. But,
Oh,
just going through all of that, I'm learning to just take time for me, and that's okay. I have volunteered. I remember you were talking about volunteering and stuff. I've worked with over 600 kids in Chicago, teaching them STEM through project-based learning.
mm-hmm,
Helping them be exposed to engineering.
mm-hmm.
I've worked with young girls through a program called Tina's Legacy, teaching them how to reupholster furniture. But right now it's just like I feel like I need to pour into me, and that's okay.
Yes.
Like this is my season to focus on me, and that's what I'm doing. I'm taking my time with myself right now.
Beautiful. We
So
love that. And we love that. Thank you for that update. Thank you. Thank you.
yes. Thank you, Tanya. I love that fro.
Do you? Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
you
I
keep
feel
it
there
cute.
was a guy that worked in my library when I was in college, and his hair looked like this. he, he had an all white fro, and he was a strange character, but I'm sure he's gone by now, but it was interesting to say the least back in the days. So thank you. I appreciate the love. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Tanya. I love what you do, and always, keep doing what you're doing because we here for
Yeah,
it.
and keep pushing forward and keep living in the direction of your truth and where it leads you, and continue to realize that you are powerful beyond measure. All right?
Thank you. All right,
Thank you.
Tanya.
All right.
Bye.
All right. All right. So phone lines are open. I'm going to take one last call and then we're going to go from there. So the phone number is 323-488-3149, and it is available for one last person to call in. So if you've been kind of on the fence, right? If you've been on the fence and you've been wanting to call in but not sure, the time is now. The time is now. All right. We have an apple that has come in, and the apple is from Florella. And Florella says, from subscriber Relly NM, you're great. Thank you, Relly. We appreciate that. We appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, there are more apples that have come in. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Keisha sends $15 and says, I'm loving the hair. You're naturally beautiful. I can't believe you all are liking this in the midnight hour hair. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah. Let me grab this call real quick. You're on the air live with Tanya. What is your name?
Oh, hi. My name is Kelsey.
Hey, Kelsey. What's going on? You're on the air live and you're the last phone call. I'm turning off the lines right now. Talk to us.
Well, I honestly didn't expect to, for you to pick up, but, dang it. Now I've lost my whole train of thought. Hold on.
Oh, don't lose your train of thought. Take your time. Take your time.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Yeah. So I kind of feel like I'm in this transition period in my life,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like going from a very abusive situation and being on the streets and shit, and just like,
Mm-hmm.
like jail and like a bunch of bad stuff. But it was like the universe telling me, hey, you got to do a full like 360 right now
Yeah.
because this is not how you're supposed to be, like
Yeah.
this is
Mm-hmm.
not the life for you, like it was
Mm-hmm.
God interfered, and it was like a huge moment in my life. But now I'm like I feel like I'm floating in this limbo, and I don't know how to progress. I feel like I'm just kind of going through the motions.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this inclination in me that it's because I'm in a relationship right now too soon after being in an abusive situation. And I really like the guy, but I think I need space to heal and like come back into my power, because I was like, you know, when you've heard about narcissistic abuse and how it can completely destroy your self-worth.
Yeah.
That was me. I was like, I was the shell of the person I once was. So I'm trying to find her again, and it's been hard.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just wanted to, like, I don't have many friends because I cut out the bad people in my life. And, you know, you're a very, like, nice person. And I don't know, like, it's like the first time I've watched your live, and I really connected to you as a person, which is really cool.
When was the first time you watched my live?
Huh?
When you said today is the first time, or you caught me live
Yeah,
for the first? Today is the first
time I
time.
caught you live.
How did you happen to come across my page, my little old page? What platform are you on? Facebook or YouTube?
I'm on Facebook.
Oh, how did you happen to come across this live here today? And how long have you been watching today?
I've been watching for about an hour, I'd say. And
okay.
I woke up around 3 and I couldn't go back to sleep, so I was just kind of cruising through Facebook, and I clicked on you because I watched your videos. I thought it was a video, and then it was you live, and I was like, oh, cool, let's watch it.
How fun. Well, welcome. Casey, tell me your name one more time.
It's Kelsey.
Kelsey, all right. So Kelsey, you're saying that you are in a new relationship. You like the guy, but you got out of
I feel like my love is broken. Like I'm not fully myself, so I can't give him the love that he deserves.
And what is his thought on that?
He's I don't know, he's so innocent. He's never been in the streets, he's never been around that kind of stuff, which is good. You know, like that's good. That's not a bad thing. But it creates this divide. When I talk about these things, he doesn't know how to understand them, and he sometimes almost gets overwhelmed by it and wants me to stop talking altogether.
Really? So when you start, what do you start talking about that he's like, oh no, this is too much, Kels?
Like my past relationship, or what I'm feeling in that moment, a dream I had, a flashback I'm experiencing. It's like things that like you would hope you'd be able to tell your boyfriend while you're in your healing, and he would respond in a kind and compassionate way, you know? And so there's been times where I feel like he's actually set me back in my healing because he's responded in ways that have been similar to like my ex.
Okay, so let's start first things first. So when you came on the call, you said that I'm a nice person, right?
You?
Yeah, that's what you said. You said you're a nice person, right? However, you don't know me, right?
No.
So I want you to first not assign more to a person than they have revealed to you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like you can feel that a person has good energy or whatnot, but you really can't assess. You said this is your first time watching me. You came across me live. And so first things first, let's start there, because when we start assigning stuff to people like, oh, you're a good person, you're this, you're that, we have to remember that we're still getting to know this person. This person is human, right? And we have to realize that when it comes to our own assignment to people, that is based on our perception, right? that we see a reflection of ourselves. So you see something reflected back from me that you either want for yourself or you want more of in yourself, or that you already recognize inside of yourself, right? So let's start there. Two, you're saying that you feel that your boyfriend has held back some of your healing. Your healing is your healing. It is your own healing. And you are making decisions which are affecting your healing. You're assigning your boyfriend as perhaps your unpaid, unqualified therapist. And have you taken the steps to get therapy on your own?
Yeah, they always try to put me on meds, so I've run away.
Why do you run away from medication?
I don't. I've been on it before, and it changed me completely and made me comatose.
Well, you
and
know
I
what?
couldn't
Listen,
function.
I'm glad that you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up. Congratulations for having the courage to speak that out loud, Kelsey. When it comes to getting medication right, it takes trial and error. However, if people are saying that, if the professionals are saying that you need medication, right, as an act of self-love, you owe it to yourself to look into, get a second opinion, get a third opinion. If all of these different people from different modalities are saying, well, Kelsey, you need medication for XYZ, you owe it to yourself to invest the time in getting your dosage and the medication right. I have a friend who needs medication, right? And I had long conversations with him about the medication because he had been resistant to the medication. And I'm like, well, how do you feel about having to be on medication for the rest of your life, right? And he said,
That's
you know
the
what?
problem. I don't want that.
Listen, he said, you know what? There are some people who can breathe underwater for 3 minutes, right?
Yeah.
He was like, I'm not going to think that there's something wrong with me if I need an oxygen tank. And you have to stop thinking that there's something wrong with you if you need something to assist you to do a thing that other people are able to do without that thing. He said when he got his medication right, that it was like he had been hearing muffled sounds his whole life, and then they became crystal clear. It took him a good year to get the dosage and the medication right. Him and his doctor had to work back and forth and try different things, because you have to try a certain dose, then increase the dose or lower the dose, or then change medication to something else, and then a different combination of medications. But when he found the right dose, he's like with a tuning fork, when you finally hear the clarity, he said it was like, he said he wished that he'd invested the time to get the medication sooner, because his whole life would have been different. He spent so much time living in the prison of these thoughts. I don't want to be this. I don't want to be that. But when he invested the time into finding the right dose for him, his life is so different. He's functioning now. He has functioning, healthy relationships. He has a different relationship with his parents. He navigates through life differently. He finds more fulfillment in life. And so I'm saying to you, if you've gotten a second and third opinion, and each of these professionals say that you need medication, please invest the time in finding the dosage and the medication that is right for you. If the ones that you took before made you comatose, that's not the right medication for you. And you have to let your doctor know how it is that you're feeling. And you have to be able to work with your doctor, because each person's chemistry is different. And just because one person can breathe underwater for 3 minutes doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you or me if we can't. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you hear me?
Yeah, that makes so much sense.
Yes,
that
absolutely.
Hurt, like, really hard. Thank you.
Yes, and so work with the professionals. You have to find a professional that you trust, somebody that is trustworthy.
I don't know, that's the hardest part for me, is like every time I go, I never find trust. I find something worse. I find someone that's in it for the money, or like that looks at me and and like assesses me and like puts me in a box, and I don't like that feeling. I haven't found anybody that like I trust.
Well, you know what? Finding a good therapist takes trial and error. I go and I get psychologically evaluated each year. And when I was in California, I went to see this therapist because I was feeling off, and the work that I do, I have to make sure that I'm on point. So I go and I get psychologically evaluated each year. Like during the Trump reign and all of this stuff that was coming up for Black people, and every time he went on the news and I would hear his voice, I felt traumatized, right? And other people were like, oh, it's not that big a deal. Who cares? Just don't this. But it was a big deal to me. And so I went
I'm
to
shaking my
go.
head. You can't see it, but I'm shaking my head. I realize
Oh,
you can't
okay.
see me, but I'm shaking my head. I'm like, no, it's a big deal.
Yeah. So the first doctor that I went to, the first therapist that I went to, he was like, oh, you got so much going for you. You're a smart young lady. Well, this shouldn't be bothering you. And I went right out of that office. The lady at the front desk was like, oh, let's schedule your next appointment. And I was still kind of like walking in kind of like a little daze, and I scheduled my next appointment. But when I got home, I called in and I canceled that appointment. And I found a different therapist. I found a person who was willing to hear me and work with me. And I was lucky that I found that on my second try. And I saw her for a few weeks and I talked about everything that was troubling me. And after about 4 sessions, I was good. However, if I needed more sessions, because like when I went in there, because the way that I think about a therapist works for me. A therapist is my tool. So I'm going to do everything that I need to help me be right. So when I went in there, there was no, why do you want to know that? Oh, no, it was none of that. It was like, listen, this is how I feel. And I expressed everything, all of the insecurities that I had, all of the things that were bothering me, everything. I let it all out. And after about 4 sessions, I was able to feel reattuned for that whole year. And then, like I said, I go in once a year as a checkup. So I advise
Like
anybody.
going to the doctor.
Exactly.
For your brain.
For your mental health. Why is it that we're okay with a yearly physical for our bodies, but we're not okay with a yearly checkup for our mental health? Especially with everything that's been going on with COVID and the world shutting down. And like I was feeling nihilistic for a little while during this pandemic because of it seemed like the world was ending. All of these deaths were happening. It was pandemonium. So it's like we went through a lot. If you need to go see somebody. And if you need medication, loving yourself is figuring out whether or not you need that medication and doing what you need to do for yourself.
Okay. I accept your challenge.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And the next time that I do a call in, yes, the next time I do a call in, I'd love for you to give us an update on how things are doing. So you all remember the name Kelsey. Remember the names of the people we spoke to, because there's a few updates that we need to get here today. Make sure that you're subscribed to the page. And if you want to join the text notification squad so you never miss a video, the link to the text notification squad is in the description of this video. It's TanyaTKO.com. Click on text. It's $1.99 a month or $22 for the year, and you'll never miss another video. And you'll also be invited to secret broadcasts off platform. All right?
Okay, thanks, Tanya.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I love these videos. I love doing shows like this. However, I do have to get back to my box design. I have to get back to doing those things. So, what is that I hear? All right. Here we go. So we have a Tory who sent $5 and says, yes, block the toxic individuals, kick rocks. Yes. Some of these people, they just come in to just be silly. Keisha sends $5 that says the block party. You're not playing today. Yes, and you see the broadcast was much fresher and lighter without those people on it acting the fool. Petrina sends, Petrina, are you Caribbean? Because I've only seen these PET names in the Caribbean, like Petra, Petronella. Now we got Petrina. Petrina sends $4 and says, Tanya, you're amazing inside and out. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And then we have Keisha who sends 111 and says, you're inspiring. Appreciate all that you do. Thank you. I appreciate the love. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So listen, we're going to get out of here. I have a bunch of boxes and stuff all over the place. So we can't really get down like we would normally get down, but we're going to try. If you found help in today's video, if you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and put up 4, 4, 4, 4, any combinations of the two. And let's get this party started. Come on. Come on, let's dance it out and have a good time. Come on. Come on, throw up your boxing gloves and your ladies dancing. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hey, 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 hey. Come on. All right. One more again. Come on. Come on. Come on. If you're just waking up, you know you need to get up. Come on. Come on and move that body. Woo. Come on. And remember I said I couldn't get down low before? Come on, let's test the knees now. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hey. 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 Ooh, how low can I go? Ooh. Hey. I'm gonna have to do some more of those. My legs are burning. That was fun. It seems like we're not done yet. Oh, okay. We're done. We're done. All right. Thank you all for coming out. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And part of loving yourself is looking into your mental health. Part of loving yourself is investing in yourself. Part of loving yourself is showing up for yourself and doing the work, participating in that for yourself. Remember, the book of Affirmations, Self-Love, is available on Amazon. There's a direct link in the description below. If you go to my website, TanyaTKO.com, you'll see the book there. Love yourself where it is that you are right now. Stop hating where you're at in life right now. Love and appreciate who you are right now, because this person is the person that got you through what it is that you got through yesterday. And this person is the person that is holding space for you to become the person that you are going to be in the future. So love where it is that you are right now. The person that you are right now has gotten you through so much. And when it's time for the new iteration of yourself, then by all means, shift into that person, but not because you hate who it is that you are, but because you appreciate who you are today and you continue to develop who it is that you are, develop that love, right? Listen, those thighs are burning. Come on, everybody. Let's get it back again. And I'm going to try to, my thighs are burning just from that one little, come on. Come on, come on. Come on, let's see how low we can go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go down low. Hey. we go. Come on. That was fun. That was fun. All right. And for those of you who didn't want your apple read on the air, I will read your apples after we get off air. I'm going to refresh one last time. For those of you who were sitting down, get up. Get up, get up, get up. Whew. And we have some more apples that have come in. Oh. All right. All right. We have Renee who has sent $50 in. Hey, listen, let's get up again. Hey, she sent $50. Thank you so much, Renee. And she says, love yourself. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Denise sends $50 and says, for being who you are, much love with the boxing glove. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. And then, let's refresh. And it looks like we have Steve that has sent $100. Woo! Thank you. Hey. Thank you so much. Steve, you are so dope. Thank you. Thank you. Come on, you all. If you ain't got up before, get up now. Oh, it ended. You're lucky. You're lucky. You're lucky. You're lucky. You're lucky. You were saved by the bell. You're lucky. Thank you all so much. Thank you. I really appreciate this. That last time got me out of breath. I see I'm gonna have to do some more squats. And at least my knees ain't gave out on me like when I was on the dance floor. You know what I mean? But I do need to practice getting down low some more. One more again, come on. And if you ain't got down low, come on. Listen, if you ain't got down low in a while, it's time. It's time. It's time. Let me see. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hey, hey, hey. This only was so much I can do. But at least I can get back up. Hey. Hey. Come on. I know. Whew. I'll see you all in the next video. And make sure that you turn on some music and go down low after we get off of this broadcast. I'll see you all later. Tanya TKO, and I am out. Make sure you get your book of affirmations off of Amazon. And you can support the show in other ways. The Cash App will support the show. The vegan makeup pack, which is going to be sold this coming Christmas, as well as the vitamin E and the Total Knockout earrings. We got the earrings coming. I'm so tired. Oh. Kevin is saying, Tanya, please, my thighs. I know, my thighs are burning too, and I'm sweating now. I'm hot. But you know what? That is what I needed because I feel pumped up right now. This is the perfect way to end being sitting down for 2 hours. You know what I mean? So if you've been sitting down watching this video for 2 hours, you need to get up too. Do we need to do one more? I got some water, but do we need to do one more? We don't need to do one more, right? You got it. You're going to do some more after we get off? All right. Have a great day, everybody. And make sure that you're on the mailing list so that when I do drop the sale, if you can't afford one thing, do another. If you can't afford that or you want to support in a different way, do that. All right. If you want to get it for somebody because you don't see a need for it for yourself, that's cool too. With the vegan makeup pack, I'm including some velvet bags in there that are the sizes of the lipstick, the brush, etc., the different face things, the highlights, etc., so that you can give pieces away to other people. Like if you are too light or too dark for a certain thing, you can give them away. So that way they make great stocking stuffers for other people as well. All right. And the boxes are coming with these, where's the velvet? They're velvet bags in different sizes. Like this is a small little makeup bag, but the velvet bags for the makeup, earring bags, but the velvet bags for the makeup are going to be large enough and substantial enough for you to be able to give stuff away in. So I will see you all in the next video. You all are crazy. Oh my goodness. And there are more apples that are coming in. Let's read these last before we get out of here. Daphne sends $1 and says, for self-love. Thank you, Daph. We appreciate that. Daphne, what are you doing awake? Don't you work the night shift? And then Tierra sends $5 and says, for loving ourselves. Thank you. And anybody who sends anything after this moment, I'll just read it off air. All right. So I'll see you all in the next video. Peace. Somebody says one more again. Child, I don't know. Should we do one more time? Should we do one more? No, because we've already been on for 2.5 hours. No. We're going to jump out of here. You can do some more after we get off. All right. I'll see you all later.